Hi guys, it's your girl Spice. I am so sorry we're starting this over again. I have had some technical difficulties with my camera, with my phone. Everything wants to act up today. And all I want to do is show y'all what I'm cooking. So please bear with me if I seem a little frazzled. But this is episode 3 of our Weight Loss Wednesday. So we're in 3 episodes in, and I wanted to give you guys kind of an idea of what I eat in a typical day. But first I thought I would go ahead and show you how I made my pizza, which a lot of you asked me for the recipe. So I thought, let me just go ahead and show y'all how I do it. It's really serious. It's really easy. Very simple recipe. Only calls for a few ingredients. Most people just have it laying around the house. So I don't think it'll cause any hardships or anything. But let me show you how we do it. Basically what a pizza is, it uses the meat as the crust instead of having actual pizza crust. So it's a low carb option to get more protein in and less carbohydrates. So let's go ahead and get started. Before we get started, one thing I always have to use when I'm touching raw meat are gloves. I don't know, it gives me the heebie-jeebies. I just feel like germs are everywhere and I just rather not. So let's get these gloves on. I've already taken off the lids of all of the seasonings I'm going to use because I hate when you're fiddling with raw meat and trying to take off lids on things. Ugh. Anyway, so the recipe does not call for you to season your meat, but I do. This is just some ground turkey. It's 1 pound of ground turkey. So I'm going to season my meat because you know how we do. Okay? Make sure everything's seasoning. So my go-to is, I know in some parts of the country folks use Lawry's, but over here and on the West Coast and in Washington, we use Johnny's. Johnny's is, when I tell y'all, Johnny's is where it's at. I don't know, Lawry's is alright, I guess, if that's all you got, but a little bit of garlic salt. I'm going to use a little black pepper and some onion powder. Oops. The only thing I really spend money on as far as seasoning goes is my Johnny's, my Red Hot. Certain things you have to have name brand. Other things I can go without having the name brand. Like, it don't bother me none. So I'm going to go ahead and start mixing the meat. Get it all well incorporated. To me, I mean, when I'm mixing my meat, I like to be able to smell all the seasonings in there. It kind of lets me know what I need more of, what I might need less of. You know what I'm saying? My grandma always told me it's supposed to smell like what you're cooking, what you're trying to make it. Even though it's not all that we cooked yet. You just kind of know. You know what I'm saying? And y'all see, I didn't measure nothing. I just kind of did it to taste. Just to have a little flavor in the meat. I don't want no stale meat. No dry tasting meat, you know what I'm saying? Then I take my sheet pan that is covered with parchment paper. I'll try to move this down so you can see what I'm doing. Beep, beep. Hopefully you can see that. Again, I apologize for my lighting, y'all. I'm in this old house and they got fluorescent lighting in the kitchen. Now, where they do that at? And so it doesn't give it gives my food and me kind of a hue, so I apologize. But anyway, all I'm going to do is just flatten this out into the shape of the pizza, the type of pizza I want. And I'm going to go for kind of like an oval. And you want this pretty flat. You have to remember when you cook it, it's going to shrink up for one, but also it's the crust. So you don't, I mean, depending on how you like your crust. I don't want it to be like a hamburger patty underneath my food, but some people might like that. Me, I don't. Flattening this out. Let's see. If it rips, just piece it back together. One day, y'all, I'm gonna have me a nice kitchen with lots of counter space, good lighting. One day, y'all. Put it out there in the atmosphere so I can cook more for y'all, because I really enjoy cooking. It's just hard to cook on camera when you don't have everything you need, you know? But I'm gonna make do, because God blesses me, so I'm gonna just use what I got. Alright, so you see how it's flattened pretty much. It's a good little square or rectangle. Now that I'm done flattening, I took my gloves off and I'm just gonna sprinkle a little Italian seasoning. Because really this pizza is just supposed to give your pizza, it's supposed to give you all of the taste and the cravings, not the cravings, but all of the sensations that a pizza would give you without the crust. So I've already preheated my oven to 400, 425 is kind of where I do it normally. And you're just gonna pop this right in the oven. And it will cook for probably about 10 to 15 minutes, just depending on the day, how thin you flattened it out, all that good stuff. So what I'm gonna do now is prepare the sauce mixture to go on top. Oh, please. Okay, so I think I mentioned before to you guys that I am putting everything in MyFitnessPal. I've really been going back to tracking to make sure, for one, being that I had weight loss surgery, you gotta make sure you're getting enough protein, and I was not getting enough protein. So I went back to tracking everything, and to do that I used this scale. So what I'm gonna do is take a serving of 2 items. I like the Ragu pizza sauce, and it says for 1 serving it's 1/4 of a cup, because this pizza is gonna cut down, it's gonna shrink up a little bit, and I normally cut this into 6 slices, and I don't like my pizza super saucy. And because it doesn't have bread on it, you don't need as much sauce because the bread's not soaking up all the sauce, you feel me? I'm gonna clear my scale and set it to grams. And then 1/4 cup is 63 grams, so I'm gonna measure that out into my bowl. Ooh, okay, well, I went a little bit over. So I went to 69 grams, and I'll just adjust that in the calculation when I do my MyFitnessPal. So then the other thing that I add is this Alouette garlic cheese. It's like a garlic spread. I think I told you my friend Mary got me started on this. She uses this on crackers with like turkey, and I did that a few times for a snack with instead of the crackers I was using cucumber slices as my cracker, and would put the turkey meat on it with a little spread of this cheese. It's so good. It's a soft spread cheese. So for 1 serving of this cheese, it's 30 grams, which is 3 tablespoons. I'm gonna just zero out my scale and measure 30 grams. Ooh, that's 20. Just a skosh more. Ooh, 31, so that's good. So see, I have the sauce and the cheese in there, and I'm just gonna mix that together. So here you go. Here's what the sauce looks like. Kind of looks like a Thousand Island, but it's just the tomato sauce and that cheese. Now you don't have to do that. You guys can put on anything you want on top of it. You top this pizza like you would any other pizza. So if you normally just put red sauce, pepperoni, onions, mushrooms, that's what you do. You know what I mean? You just do it however you want to. This is just a fancy way that I do to just get more flavor and stuff, you know, so it don't be bland, so you don't feel like you're on a diet. Because this is a lifestyle change, so I'm trying to change it. While we're waiting for the pizza dough to finish, last time I made it, I had some mushrooms. Why am I stuttering? But this time I don't have mushrooms, and it's not time for me to go grocery shopping, so I'm just using what I got. And I'm gonna slice up some red onion here. Don't need too much. And then I have some pepperonis that I'm gonna throw on top. So we're just gonna finish and wait for that to cook, and then we'll go ahead and assemble. Okay, so like I said, one of the things I wanted to show you guys today was kind of what I typically would eat during the day. And I tried to either start or end my day. Excuse me, let me get over here. There we go. I tried to either start or end my day with a protein shake. For me, it became really clear very quickly that I need to make sure I'm getting my 60 to 79 grams of protein. And when you're only eating on my little stomach size, it's hard to eat all of your protein. So I realized that I needed to go ahead and get in a protein shake every day to make sure that I got all my protein. So I will eat that normally for breakfast, drink the shake, and then around lunchtime or snack time is when I slip in one of these bars. Am I a fan? They're okay. Like, they're not the best tasting bar, but they get it done, especially when you're in a pinch and you're hungry. And because I'm always on the road, it just is a good quick thing for me to get. So these have another 17 grams of protein. So I try to get those in. And then one of the other things that I'll eat for lunch, which I'm out of, I just finished my last today, excuse me, is this turkey meat. Did I throw the container away? Oh. I think I tossed the container, so I can't show you what it was. But it's that deli turkey meat that you get in the container, and it just says like fresh cut deli chicken. It's either chicken breast or turkey meat, and it's not super thin, and it's not like a regular cut. It's kind of carved. So I eat a couple pieces of that. Whatever a serving size of that is, I make sure I get some of that in. And then of course this one, every week I just go ahead and take a dozen eggs and boil them. And so all these eggs are boiled, and I just grab 2 double boiled eggs. And then I love me some string cheese. So I'll grab a string cheese, 2 boiled eggs, and some of that turkey meat. And that'll be my lunch. Oh, sorry. And along with some cucumber slices. Since I've had the weight loss surgery, oh no! I just realized I forgot to put the garlic in the sauce. So I'm gonna come over here and do that because I make sure I put garlic in my sauce. But like I was saying, since I got my weight loss surgery, vegetables are either a hit or a miss for me. I noticed that I don't do great with lettuce or leafy vegetables, which are the ones you're supposed to have. They really sit heavy on my stomach, and I just don't feel good after I eat them. But like zucchini and cucumbers, I do great on. So I've been trying to eat as many of those as I can. And I love me a cucumber, especially them English ones that are seedless. Delish. So yeah, those are what I'll have. For breakfast, I'll have the protein shake. Snack, I'll have a protein bar. For lunch, I'll have 2 boiled eggs, some carved turkey, and a string cheese. And then for dinner, I'll have a piece of this pizza with some more cucumber slices. So not too bad, not too much. It kind of just, it's a good amount. Like, I'm full. I feel really satisfied by the end of the day. And then of course I'm drinking as much water as I can possibly drink. That's the only beverage I drink is water. But what I do is I use a lot of these little singles on the go. Some of my go-tos are the Snapples and some of the lemonades. I like the raspberry lemonade, but I already went through that box, so that's already gone. And then I track everything in MyFitnessPal. And what I'll do in here is show you my MyFitnessPal diary for a couple days. I'll put some snapshots in so you guys can see what it looks like. Typically I'm hitting right at 1,000 calories. My goal is to eventually get up to 1,200. And I've noticed that like this last couple weeks, I've been trying to, get back in the rhythm of things. And when I eat more calories, I tend to have a better loss. However, I just sometimes can't get them in. Like, I'm just too full. But if I'm eating like this, I seem to be able to get quite a few more calories. It's when you start putting those other things in, like carbs and heavier vegetables, that's when I just can't seem to eat very much. All right, so I love garlic, and I don't always have the time or the patience to cut it up, so I always buy this. And it's already the pre-chopped garlic. So I really just kind of eyeball it. And I'll put like 2 big, look at that. See how big that is? Well, since I have such little, maybe 1.5 of those. And then just stir that in. So the sauce, I like to bake in the garlic so then the garlic kind of gets cooked a little bit. When you put it on the top of the pizza, it's okay. I just don't like it that way. Okay guys, so look, here's the pizza crust. You see how it's shrunk down quite a bit? Where this oil was, that's all where it was, how far it was stretched out, and then it sucked up. I mean, it shrunk up pretty good. So I'm gonna just take a paper towel, oopsie, and just dab up all this extra water and grease And I'm also gonna dab the top of the pizza, of the meat. So that's there. You guys get a good look at it. It's just seasoned, it's really thin. And now I'm gonna go ahead and top it with the sauce. And that cheese will melt into this hot crust. And y'all, that garlic will melt into that meat too. Some good eating. Just kind of spread that out. So you see, 1/4 cup of the sauce and just 1 serving of the cheese is plenty. You don't need a whole lot of sauce because you don't have the crust. And so the crust doesn't soak up the juice. But this will kind of bake into that. I take it pretty much closest to the edges I can get. Like, I don't want the sauce, it's gonna spread too. So I leave a little room, very little at the end, so that if it spreads, it won't be all over the mat, but it still gets off, it still cooks onto the baking sheet. So I'm going to put my onions on. So see how that looks? And then I'm gonna take some more Italian seasoning because I like that. I'm gonna sprinkle that on top. Plus it gives a little color, it makes it look a little pretty. And then we're gonna shove this guy back into the oven until everything's melted. This is the final project. Doesn't it look good? All right, let's plate it up. Okay, y'all, so this is my plate. I made this recipe for 6 servings, which would be 2 slices because I cut it into 12 pieces. Let me see if you can get all of that. I'm gonna put a little bit of Italian dressing on my cucumbers, and then I'm gonna eat, and it's gonna be good. Let's do a taste test for you. Y'all, I promise I'm not putting on. Something about that cheese and that sauce, it just does something to it. It's so good. It has all of the elements of pizza. Like, of course you have to eat it with a fork. For one, it's hot, and 2, the meat is a little greasy. I mean, but if you want to use your hands, use your hands. That cheese makes the sauce so rich and delicious. I'm just saying, I outdid myself. Look at it. It's good, y'all. This turned out great. Excuse all the clutter in my kitchen because I'm rearranging things because I'm trying to do more cook shows for y'all. But anyway, it's good. Taste it. Try it. You'll like it. I promise. So anyway, I'm glad that you guys stopped in. I hope that this looks tasty to you and entices you, and I hope you come in and get you some because it's good. It's quick. It only took me a half an hour from start to finish. So yeah, I'm hungry. So let's go eat, and we'll chat later. Thanks for joining me for the 3rd episode of Weight Loss Wednesday. I will be back next week with another episode. Not sure what we're going to talk about, but trust me, we will get it in. If y'all have any topics you want me to cover or anything else you want to see, feel free to put it in the comments and let your girl know. Otherwise, I will see you guys soon, and I hope you have a wonderful and blessed night. See you guys later. Bye, guys.